Hello, welcome back. Last time I did both halves of the speed potion room, which went pretty quick. Then I came over here and did one half of this caber room. Alright, let's not take the caber and get a gift for Bombasgadhan. So what changes exactly here? What did I do with the caber that I can't do now? I pushed golems around. And I blew up this keg without dying. So something different will happen here. I also didn't break a whole lot of crumbly walls. Oh right, and there was some stuff with this powder keg. Right, so I shoved those off and pushed that one forward. So I can't interact with those that way. Okay, so as before, I'm pretty sure I start with this. Again, don't know if I need live or dead golems, so I'll prefer alive if I can get it. Which in a different turn order I totally could. There we go, so this should be friendlier to that. Okay, that was easy to do. So now, don't touch the bomb. Do touch the goblin. You moved, so at the very least you need to be dead. Yeah. But that one can totally be alive. Oh. No, it's the other way around. Oops, I do need them both alive here. Okay, my mistake. Because they both have to move so I can get out. I forgot that this toggled those doors. Why this? I wonder. There must be a reason for that. Some particular goblin manipulation I want to do? I don't know. So the goblin's free. Do I want to bring him out right now? What do I want to do with these golems is my next question. How would I know now? It's way too early in the room to say. So here's the problem that I have with this particular situation I find myself in. Here are two potentially valuable resources. There's nothing immediately obvious that I would want to do with them, but if I just discard them now, thereby making my movement with this goblin and stuff easier, then if I do end up needing them later, I'm going to have to restart all the work I do between now and the time when I find out where I needed these boys. And redo all of that. However, if I don't kill them now, then they're just going to get in my way continually and make everything harder, and if I discover at the end I don't need them, then again I will, no, I'll just have wasted a bunch of effort dancing around them. Which of those outcomes is preferable to me? Hey look, I can blow up this if I do that. If I want to. What would this do? Really nothing, it just closes that force arrow. Okay, well I don't need to blow that up. There's no way I can sneak in here and retrieve this powder keg. Okay, so do I kill the golems or do I leave them? Alright, can I look ahead and figure out any possible place they could be useful? So this orb does nothing other than closing that. What a weird orb. A reason I could care about that is if I'm going in here and I have to have the goblin avoid this plate, but also want him to avoid this plate, but I don't see that situation happening that way at all. Alright, so what am I doing? What's a task that I can currently do? I have a goblin that I can retrieve and park on one of these two plates. Why would I want to avoid this? I don't get that. What this orb for? Oh, secondary use. Park the goblin here. Hit this orb to lock him in. However, I'll bet he would move out of there by the time I got, like, here-ish. So I probably wouldn't be able to hit that orb in time to lock him in without some sort of additional assistance. But maybe? Maybe I'm wrong? Okay, so fine. I'm gonna do this. I'm not happy about it, but that's what's going to happen. Probably meaning I'll need to restart the room. But at least while I'm figuring out why that would be, I can not have those extra hasslers on me the whole time. So, yeah, the only way to get anywhere is to put this goblin up here. A rot golem's not gonna go there. Okay, so can I, if I want to, keep him there? No, not even close. Unless... No, there's no kind of sneaky move I can do there. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, no, there's no way. Unless I have like a decoy or something to keep his attention, or somebody else could hit this? Really, really unlikely it'd be a guard. Don't think I could set up a chain of kegs, because for one thing, these... Yeah, technically with a caber, if I broke this orb, that would render the room unsolvable, but technically with a caber I could shatter this orb and shove some of those through there. Without a caber, they're not coming through there at all. Now again, there's this. If I wanted that powder keg... No, I already looked at this. I can put it there, but I can't get to the other... So, yes I can! Check it out. That's what this is for. Okay, I got myself a keg. Alright. And with this... Okay, I'm starting to understand. I see that I can do the... Goblin? I see that I... cannot do anything at all. That's not far enough north to be meaningful. Okay, what if... See, now... This is a solution looking for a problem here. I don't know why I would ever do this, so let's just not... I'm ignoring that orb. Whatever you're for, orb, I'm not going to know until I run up against the requirement to use you. Because I'm trying to do all these fancy dances just so I can find a use for this, but no, who cares? I can break these if I want, and I can go in here if I want, and I can release the Omplic manually if I want. Isn't that interesting? Okay, I can also, not with Ormites there, but if there weren't Ormites there, I could blow those up. Wonder if any of this water means anything. Okay, so what do I want to do? Do I end up with the same arrangement of optic beams intersecting at guard sword here? What will stop me? I don't have to drop trapdoors this time. Which is good because I can't. So it could end up that just these two trapdoors remain while the rest, or at least some of the rest, get dropped. In the other route I also didn't need to drop them though, I seem to recall. This still matters, so don't let that get pressed. So let's see, how was it? You wanted to go north. Since I don't have to drop the trapdoors, you won't have a brain path. Right, so I unbrain there. Get you stuck on... No, it wasn't... So on the caber route, I just wanted the one keg there. And I would unbrain the guard to that spot. Oops. If I were doing that, I would still want to do this. And I might as well do this. There's no reason not to. Okay. So the problem with this is that I have nothing to put here and here, so the Omplic will end up sliding a different way. So here's my suspicion. I do something similar. Oh hey, I don't get access to these. Oh, these are caber only, and they were useless there. Huh. Weird. I can shove them in the water, that's all I could possibly do with them though. Other than blow them up and die. So I don't have enough kegs to put like one here, and one here, and trap the guard in this space. Why did that matter? There was a reason that mattered. How am I going to blow this up? By standing on this door? Let's see if I can solve that before I do anything else. Well, I can't stand on that door. Well, maybe this just stays open. And I walk in here and get far enough, where would that be? So I'd have to step all the way here for the goblin to move, but he would move by the time I got there, if that mattered. So when I get in here, goblin will move from here to here, unless this is hit, which is seemingly impossible? But then why would it be there otherwise? Okay, so how do I blow up this bomb? Maybe I don't. Yeah, that's my current thinking. I probably don't, which means, yeah, since this opens all of those, but I have alternate ways, I'm probably going to have to manually release those one at a time. So here's where these could maybe come in. If I had a way to convince them to step. I think I have a way to convince them to step here and here. Okay, so technically I didn't really do much work at all since I killed those, so this isn't such a big deal. So let's try keeping these alive, bringing the goblin, I guess. Okay, so this will be interesting with the goblin in the mix, but really not that much different. Pretty much the same. Okay, cool. Perfectly reasonable, and they will stay there until I move into this column. Okay. That's fine, I just want to move the goblin first, that's all. You go in there. Now if I stuck you there, I was noticing that like I could put a powder keg here and accomplish absolutely nothing because he's blocked by the arrow, so that doesn't matter. Never mind. What I was thinking doesn't make a difference. Alright, so I'd love for you to get in there. Okay. So with you there, let's play with some golems. Which way will be more convenient? Probably this way. So if I've done this, I think I can bring you... Shallow water's a little bit inconvenient in this spot, because it reorients my sword. If I wanted to do what I'm trying to do here, it would be hard. Let's do something different. So look at all this geometry. That's for something. Presumably golem related. Yeah, that looks awfully convenient. Okay, I'll deal with you later. Let's just mess with this one. See if what I'm thinking could ever work. So what I'm thinking is that that would kill me. The other thing I'm thinking... Okay, so I just have to do this with an Omplik in the mix during the process. That's not gonna work. What I'm trying to do is walk in here, have the golem follow me from the north. I see you, so you make that easier, but there's no such geometry down there. Okay, so what I was trying to do, and it looks like I can do, is this. Omplik is free. It's gonna be a pain. Yeah, no problem as that happens. I can't stab him from there. Okay, so that's not viable, and I can't do it like if I were to... get you... Alright, so Omplik, just for demonstrating... Okay, sure, yeah, Ompliks do not walk across shallow water. So yeah, these hot tiles prevent me from... Maybe I could put both golems in one and then do something different for the other Omplik. Since I have handy geometry here, I could put one golem there, get the other one in here, stab it. There might be some potential to that. So then how would I deal with you? I do need both of these held at the same time. There's nothing else convenient it looks like I can put in there, though. Since ore mites are here... This is weird. I wonder why these are here. No outside kegs can make it in because of this. There's still no pushing moves I can do. Okay, well, let's see if it's at least possible to get a 2 golem solution here. The Ontlik will be free and will be doing stuff. He's only so free, though, because he can't cross the shallow water. I mean, I see no reason this won't work other than that. However, this geometry can have a secondary purpose of causing you to do that and get kind of stuck. Huh. That's weird. Oh no, that's just because there was a whole column like this. Okay. You need to go farther north before that happens, which means I would need to stall you on here, which means the Ontlik is really in the way. Which means this doesn't really work. Unless I can somehow... The golem's stopped on an Ontlik, that's uncomfortable. It's a thing that happened, though. Uncomfortable is definitely the word I would use to describe this entire situation. Okay. Not okay anymore. Maybe okay? Oh, neat. Reflected. There we go. Alright, so I accomplished that task at least. Well, no I didn't. Not yet. No, I didn't at all. Not with you there. I can't stab that. And I can't hang you up on this without golem face moving. Right? Yes. Okay. This really feels like a dead-end plan. But what else can I do? These have to be held. Could they be held by golems instead of Ontlik? Maybe. Sure looks like it to me now that I think of that. Yeah, why would it have to be Ontlik? Because they have to be cleared off, don't they? Yeah, they totally do. I can't have golems there. It has to be Ontlik. Or something else that can move. Yeah, that's the problem. Also, right, no, again, I'm not blowing up this bomb, I'm just keeping these doors open. Still don't know what's up with this. I will have a problem on the way back, though, if I don't lock the goblin in here. Okay, so now I understand. So since when I step here, this is in such a diagonal that the goblin will decide he doesn't want to be here anymore and wants to go over there. That seems not helpful for this. It could, like, change braining in some way. No, it couldn't. Not with this closed and this here, and the tunnel. So yeah, the problem is when I step there, if this is not closed, the goblin will leave this and give me no way out because that bomb hasn't gone off. This... Yeah, I couldn't get that to, like, close while I'm standing on it and then detonate the bomb. Probably. I guess I don't know that for sure. Because I could imagine a situation where I'm walking in here, I step on this, well no, this would be closed until I hit that. So no, there wouldn't be a situation where this is open. No wait, the guard would already be there then. Wait, so how does that happen? Right, with on the Caber route, detonating that bomb did all that. Okay, there's a lot going on here. You know how I said I wanted to get stuck for half an hour in this room? I'm definitely getting my wish. Why did I wish for such a thing? What's wrong with me? Okay, so there's still this keg that I can retrieve because of this. Seems obvious that I would want to. Still don't get why this arrow turns on when that bomb goes off. Must be for some reason. Don't know what. So again, don't have to drop trapdoors. Again, can't. Alright, so how many problems am I trying to solve here? Number 1. Goblin has to be here with this door closed. Unless I can shove something else up in here, like get that keg all the way up to here, which I can't because I don't have a construct and I can't put my body up there to put it there without getting stuck in the arrow. Unless I could do that, or have somebody hit this while B-throw is not in this wedge. Yeah, this wedge, this has a 45-degree slope. It's just like 1 to the west of the goblin, then 45-degree slope out here is my zone of exclusion. So I can't be in anywhere northwest of the exact diagonal coming off the goblin, or he'll vacate the area. And this entire area around this orb is several steps into that space. So who other than B-throw can activate an orb here? A powder keg can, if detonated from a distance, but I would die doing it. A guard can, but he would have no reason, 1, to step into the space, 2, to have his sword north while he does it. I can't get back out of this area once I'm in it, and I can't release the guard before I enter this area. So I won't convince him to walk up here and tap this, right? And those are all the things in the puzzle that can activate an orb. An Omplik can break a broken one. Hey, this is kind of clever. This orb is cracked. It is meaningful that it toggles these doors, but you don't want it to be double toggle, so that's why this is a cracked orb, so you can only use it once. That particular use of cracked orbs I feel like is not really done all that often. I would never want to use this. This is just a trap for the guard to be able to hit that with his sword and make B-throw unable to exit here without dying. So what do I do? Okay, so hang on. This is one problem. The goblin needs to stay here while I'm in here, assuming I have not destroyed this bomb some other way. The other way that bomb could go away is if I could stab it while standing on a door. This is not the only option. There's also these. Still don't think... Okay, so then that runs into the problem that this area is within this wedge, and I can't get far enough northwest, standing here, for the goblin to move out of there, so I could stab that. Yeah, I can. But then the door's closed and I'm not on top of it. Golem, go away. I'm concerned with a different part of this puzzle right now. Let's play with a goblin. So right, standing here, goblin doesn't move, can't do that safely unless he has moved. I can make him move, and then move back. I can make him move, and then not move back. And once I'm here, I can't walk that way, and even if I could, it wouldn't help me. Nothing else can lure a goblin, or scare a goblin. I don't have any decoys, again. So, what? There are so many mechanisms I don't understand here. An Omplik cannot be extracted from here no matter what. There's the shallow water here. Hold, false. False. There is a route out of here for an Omplik. Oh! That might mean something. Well, yeah, I mean, let's get it now. Well, not with this guy here. So let's discard this, discard this. I was worried about having to restart once because I killed these guys. Those worries seem trivial now. So Omtlik can come out of here, actually. If he doesn't reface. Sure, I got one. Okay, great. Who's gonna go on this plate? I don't know yet. What are you gonna do? I don't know yet. Probably nothing good, really. I mean, like, what could you even do for me out here? I don't need an Omtlik here. It can't help me with the goblin problem. Can't get him to go far enough north to get on this arrow, right? Actually, I'm not so sure about that one. If I were to do that, well, I couldn't continue blocking his beam. But if I could, and I could then teleport in here, it does seem like I could cause him to... hold on a second, phone call's coming in, I need to answer it. Okay, sorry, I was expecting a call, so now I won't have that distraction in the back of my mind anymore. What was I trying to do? Get the Omtlik to step in here. Why? So he could sit on that force arrow. No, that's not true. So I could do something with him to keep this goblin in place for a bit longer and hit this orb. And I can certainly kill him on the way out. It does mean I would need a different solution for this. And that feels like it's not going to happen. So what are my options for these? Even if I could get this to work... Yeah, okay, so another possible purpose for this whole setup is to prevent me from doing what I'm trying to do here, because there's no too tall space where I can have a vertical sword orientation and also get through here. If the Omtlik were somehow all the way in this corner, which would never happen, but if it were... then let's see, you'd be stunned until I stepped there. I'd step here, you'd be here unstunned. I'd step here, you'd step there. I'd step here, you'd step there, and I would be stunned. Unless there was a rock golem dead right there. Okay, so if I could somehow get the Omtlik into this corner, without an actual obstacle there, which I could do actually. So golem here, golem here. I think I'm inventing a puzzle that's not part of this room. But this is cool. Future architects. Future architects, what am I talking about? Current architects with future holds in progress. This might be a fun mechanism. Let's just jam this out real quick. Just see if this even works. Because I think it's cool. How would I do the prerequisites to this? With some difficulty, but maybe this could help. No, that would just kill me. This is a pretty specific spot I need you to be in. No, that spot's specific enough. Okay. So then you would go in a particular place right here. Just for fun, I want to see if this is possible. Am I giving up on solving the room and just, like, doing something unrelated now? Maybe kinda. But it's kinda cool, right? Could be. So right, in this arrangement, my thinking was that it would somehow be possible to arrange for an Omtlik. Let's see, he would first have to be here. Can that happen? Actually, I'm not so sure. So anyway, he'd have to be here, I'd have to be here with my sword facing northwest. Is there a way I can put an Omtlik there? Yes, absolutely. The way that would happen is like... No, wait, you're on the wrong... Were you on the wrong diagonal? Yes. So we walk to get... No, how do we walk? I want to be on this diagonal, and I want you... Well, this is still wrong, but it'll work, I think. So I just wait, and you go there. Here we go. Can't turn my sword fast enough, so I'd have to force you to turn. Which you won't do. If I could get to your north... then it would change things. Let's see. Can't turn around the other way. Can't have him come up here. Why am I doing this? This is not part of the puzzle I'm trying to currently solve. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Anyway, so to actually solve the puzzle at hand here, what would I even do? This is probably why I remembered this room being such a thing. So with a caber, it's not bad at all. Without, I'm having trouble knowing even where to begin. This keg technically cannot be brought out of here because, for one thing, I don't want to use this orb. For another thing, there's this corner here. That's just an insurmountable obstacle. So no going through there, no going through there, no going through here, no going through here. So, what? Okay, so, am I sure it is a problem that I cannot lock the goblin in here? It's pretty strongly implied by the fact that this mechanism exists only for the sword routes, and that appears to be for stopping the goblin from getting off of this, so that I'll have an escape route through here. That is the strong implication. Hey. Tunnel. Do I use that myself? Does that open up any new possibilities? Not with respect to the goblin on this side of the door, it seems. But if he were already here, which he would never be if I was in there, unless this is already closed. Okay, so what is the magic move that would let me get the goblin here while this orb is activated? Nothing. There isn't one. Unless the guard can do it. Guard would never face north unless and step here unless Beethra was in this wedge, putting him outside the bounds of the puzzle as it stands. So the guard cannot hit the orb. I don't have a slayer. I don't have any other tools that could help with that other than explosives, like one explosive. Even standing here is enough to move the goblin, so even if I had a way to detonate a powder keg safely in this position, he's already moved when I go there, or anywhere. If I wanted the guard to use a powder keg here, there would need to be ormites. I think that's the only way to convince a guard to accidentally stab an explosive, unless he's pushed by something. So, okay, this problem is dead-ending me. Let's focus on a different one, because I have multiple problems. I do believe that I will never be detonating this bomb. Is there any way that could be false? If I could stand here and have that goblin come off of there, which is a similar problem to trying to hit that orb, I've already gone over all this. So, I'm going forward with the assumption that I will not be detonating this bomb on this pass. This is a caber-only bomb detonation. So that means I will be manually releasing Ontlik and Guard. Also, it's sort of just implied by the fact that there are two different release mechanisms. These would never come into play as release mechanisms on the caber route the way I did it. So unless that was for an alternate solution to this, then I'm pretty sure I will have to use these, also assuming that every element of the room has a purpose. With Dragon Fogel architecture, from what I know about his style, that seems like a reasonably safe assumption. He doesn't seem like the sort of architect to put misdirection into his rooms. Was there any resource I spent early on that I could have saved? It was only these guys. And I haven't spent them, they're still alive. So what can I do with you? What kind of wonderful things could these perform for me? They can block a monster or an Ontlik beam in a particular position. Getting them into the particular positions I'm most interested in is potentially tricky. These are the positions I'm most interested in. This is another one. Do I want to permanently block this goblin from this? So these doors are only toggled with... Wait. Whoa, that's weird. This closes those. Whoa, that's super weird. Okay, so more things interact with this door than I realized. So this toggles all 4 of those at once. This opens these 2. What? And this closes those 2. What? Okay, so a thing that means is I can sort of flip the state of these by stepping on that. And now the goblin... So guard, I don't have a job for you currently, so why don't you just be dead for now? So now... Goblin here has a different meaning, but not with anything that's relevant to me currently. This does kind of open up another path for the Omplic to take if I hadn't broken these walls. Maybe that's involved in the cable route somehow in a different way. I didn't do it. I believe I did see a comment with something about something unintended I did on that route. I think it was not killing these guys with the bomb. So again, I have these resources. I can get this. And that seems important. That's very deliberate. There's a reason that I can retrieve this keg. So what can a keg do for me? It can block a monster or an Omplic beam. And it can explode in some situations. Okay, so here's a question. If I put rock... I think I can eliminate the idea of putting rock golem rubble here and here, other than the fact that it's just really hard to do, might be impossible. That would not solve the problem that once I hit this orb, these would all close, and I still would need to clear these off. So that points once again to the idea that I want to have the same final setup as the Caber route, with guard sword here, Omplic here, clear space here, Omplic here, clear space here. That's hard though. Because if I'm doing these individually from way the heck in here, getting the guard to keep his sword there would be a matter of putting powder kegs to his north and south. Oh, so then maybe... Ooh, also, with not having to drop all these trapdoors... No, hang on. No, I have... No, this tunnel's all the way in here. It's not here, so I don't have another exit. I'd have to be all the way out there before I could use that. Okay, so imagine guard, sword, powder keg would block Omplic beams. Okay, so guard, sword, powder keg. He couldn't move. He could, yes he could. He could just turn here or here. So that doesn't prevent him from anything. Wow, okay, this is kind of serious business. Let's look at this from the initial state, in case that will help somehow. Is there something I can do before I do this? No reason to. And also the answer is no, other than this. Well, there's no reason to go that far back, but I mean, there's no reason not to. I can do this dance again. I know the little move order trick here to get them to behave. So those are broken walls because with a caber you would need to instead blow that to explode this, so it's just a caber obstacle. Alright, so I step here and do this. I do actually this. Otherwise he'll come in there and bash me. Ow. Pretty sure it's a goblin that goes in here. I looked at ways to get an Altlic, and they seemed prevented by this. Then again, what about Golem Corpse here and here? Then I could get an Altlic here, get it stuck there, and get it to go in there, yes. That's plausible, but it would just land here. I don't think it would be possible to get the Altlic here, because in order to get it off this arrow, I would have to step north into this row, which means you'd be sidestepping here, facing west. Then I'd be so far west you would just immediately sidestep there, and then stay there forever. I can never make you backstep, only sidestep. And I don't have access to this row to the east, so I can't make you step off of that. However, if I could somehow get an Altlic to be cooperative and go here, which I could do if I had also shoved a goblin in there. So if I'm thinking about this right, I have come up with a way to spend almost every single resource at my disposal to be able to actually accomplish a thing that I wanted to accomplish. So let's look at doing that. What if that was what I wanted to do? So you would go in there and just act as an Altlic stopper to keep him from stepping there. So I would still step here to get him to vacate that, then slide him over to that, and he would be the one locked in there. Okay, in order for that to happen, I need to be able to get to the Altlic in, which means I would use your body, probably. Don't mind what the goblin is doing, it doesn't matter. Yes, that's fine, okay. So then an Altlic comes with me. Does this. I again have this sense right now that I'm solving a puzzle that doesn't actually exist. However, I'll prove that I can in fact do this. So I spent both golems in order to get something on that plate that will stay there. I mean, that's valid. That's progress, but now I have not enough things to put on here. And that is an actual problem, right? Because if I don't have something on there that can also move off, there isn't even anything I can get on there that you can't move off. So I have this. Well, no, hold on. That's still false. So check it out. What if one of those was not a rock golem, but was instead a powder keg? Again, I'm very convinced I'm going down a dead-end path here. I'm probably taking this way farther than I really should here. Oh, dude. Okay, fine. Find safety elsewhere. You want to be like... Well... Goblin, you just made that more harder than it needed to be. Could you rearrange yourself? Sure. This is what I wanted. So bomb will go off. Ouch. Wait, hold up. That bomb kills me there? Okay, I just had to be real quick. Got it. Anyway, so I have a keg now, and I have a pesky golem who's going to be useful later, but currently is just a pest. And is continuing to be. Ah. Okay, so then this replaces one of those, so that I maintain you alive while I do the Altlic thing. Just to prove that I can. No, not yet. Okay, so that's locked in there. I maintain you, who can probably end up on this plate, and then I still have an Altlic here who can be on this one. Okay, so if I can pull some magic tricks, the room looks less impossible than it did a moment ago. Less impossible does not mean possible. These seem like they must have a purpose. It is entirely possible, speaking of possibility, that things have changed in a significant way here since the contest version of this. It may be that my memories of the contest version, which are part of what's telling me I'm doing the wrong actions here, are no longer applicable, because mechanisms may have been enforced differently, and I feel like I'm having a vague memory that back then I was also told I did this in an unintended way. Anyway, so I've opened that door. I could do something with this guard probably to cause... I'd probably use that tunnel, just use that tunnel. Don't mind the rest of this for now. Do want to actually step on that though. That's still open. Hey, I see something. The something I see is that I could do this to eliminate that goblin and stop having that problem. Can't get in here. Oh yeah, I can. So I took out too many trapdoors. Okay, so I'll leave a trapdoor. Why am I dropping these? I don't know. I just felt like it. Okay, so that's cool. So now, guard can do that. He no longer has a brain path to me. Oh, so this is why I need that powder keg. Now I understand that. It goes there. This is starting to look like something resembling a valid solution. Like, it seems intentional that I can put a keg there. Okay, so now it would just be a matter of getting this Ontlik to somehow be in the right place looking this way. Wait a second. Hey, so if you had gone there instead... I mean, I still have the problem that a golem corpse here is permanent, but... What if? Gonna have to switch Ontliks, which is fine, I guess. Oh, but hang on, there's no assistive geometry down here for getting the golem in. So I was thinking an Ontlik would be sitting here. Well, no, why would that be a thing? I wouldn't have an Ontlik sitting all the way up here. This also exists, which is suspicious. I wouldn't have an Ontlik sitting all the way up here, because this already has to be pressed, and an Ontlik coming out of there, unless it can light a fuse that goes under a powder keg or something, can't help me clear this off. It can only add to the problem. So what the heck am I supposed to do with this? Well, hey. You know how those two spots... I used powder kegs there before to get the Ontlik to slide in. What if that's where the golem rubble actually goes? That's kind of plausible. Is this enough to get him to slide in there? Maybe. Okay. So, new theory. Golem rubble goes where I previously had powder kegs. I don't do all this silliness. I might still want to, though, because like that seemed like a pretty solid way to get a monster on that plate. I didn't get my wish. I'm stuck for more than 30 minutes here. Alright, so don't kill that guy yet. Go back to before that happens. Okay, so I want you to come to a particular spot here. To get you in that spot, right, so here's where these assistive positioning devices come in. That's pretty nice. It's not quite what I want. That kills me. So I can't quite... That doesn't help anything. Okay, so instead, what if I used this for a different purpose? I put you there, and then I transfer you to here, and then I go in here. Oops. To put you here. It is very suspicious to me. Oh shoot, I have to step on that to stab him there. Ah! And I'm way too late already. Am I? Now wait a minute, maybe I could keep the guard's sword facing... Let's see, so... I mean, what part of the wedge is that in? So if there were a guard there... I can't get into a situation where these are closed while I do this, can I? Maybe I can. I just want to test something. Just let me test something, guard. Goblin. Goblin. Goblin, go here. I go through tunnel. I step on this. I step on this. Guard sits there. Okay. Oh, no, he doesn't. Goblin moves? You go away, I'm not dealing with you yet. Hold on, this has meaning. My name is Beethro. This has a meaning when, that changes some toggle states in a way that I think matters. I'll bring you all the way in there. Be quick with the goblin... I couldn't be. I can't get you stuck in a... No, this is just not gonna happen this way. What? Alright, well, I went down a lot of dead-end paths. This is as much as I'm doing today. I feel like I've reached my limit. I need to come in with a fresh perspective next time and figure out how to get through this. Okay, careful what you wish for. Alright, I'll see you next time, hopefully with some new insights about this, and boy, there are so many just pretty long dead-end roads that it seems like I can go down here. I'm not sure if that's a criticism of the puzzle. It's really just saying it's hard in the way that can consume a lot of time if I don't luck into the correct insight first, because they all the forks in the road look the same to me. It's just that some of them lead to dead ends eventually, and I can't always see far enough ahead to figure out which ones those are. And I feel like the correct fork that doesn't dead end is one that's currently obscured to me. So that's why I'll benefit from coming back another day, because my eyes will be different so I can see the other fork in the road, maybe. I'm really stretching this metaphor pretty far. Alright, I'll see you next time to hopefully see better.